how old is Goku anyways? This question becomes a bit tricky if you consider that he died 2 times already, well, at least canonically, and spends a bit too much time in the Room of Spirit and Time. While most of the time he still acts like the 12-year-old we fell in love with in the original Dragon Ball, Goku is actually a granddaddy. His appearance is deceiving, as he actually has 2 ages, a biological one and a chronological one. In this video, I will go over Goku's lifetime, calculating his calendar age while pointing at moments that ruptured his timeline, giving him a different physical age. How does that fractured timeline work exactly? Well, keep watching to find out. The Dragon Ball franchise spans almost 4 decades, and its anime adaptation is not far behind, with only 2 years of difference with the original manga. While some series have decided to keep their protagonists forever young, Dragon Ball has let their characters age. While Master Roshi's age is set around 340 or 350 years old due to his use of the life-extending Paradise plant, Son Goku's age appears to be a bit hard to pinpoint. Other characters like Bulma have been told they looked rather middle-aged, while Goku still looks well in his 30s. Just look at that handsome smirk. Being a grandfather and all, how does he keep his fresh looks? Some secret skincare routine, or maybe a little Botox injection here and there. Before I get to what I will refer to as his physical age, let's do the math and figure out how old he is in calendar time. The series begins in age 749, with the Emperor Pilaf saga. While Goku tells Bulma he was 14 years old at the beginning of the series, he later on corrected himself, revealing he was actually 12. The reason behind the lie was simple. Goku simply couldn't do the math properly. Now that puts Goku's year of birth in age 737. It is in the year 749 that Goku meets some of the most familiar faces of the whole franchise: Bulma, Krillin, Yamcha, and of course, the lover of fan service, Master Roshi. How many times can that man nosebleed before he just drops dead? A year later, during age 750, young Goku, now 13, enters the World Martial Arts Tournament, where he loses to Master Roshi, who hides under the alias Jackie Chun. To be fair, Goku might have actually won that fight if his legs were just a few inches longer. The same year he came face-to-face with General Blue's Red Ribbon Army, Mercenary Tao, and met with Roshi's older sister, Fortune Teller Baba. After all these introductions and all the fighting, the series jumps ahead in time 3 years later in age 753, with a slightly older Goku. Now 16 years old, but still cute and small, he enters the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, where he fights Ten Shinhan. The battle, which continues high up in the air, ends when Goku gets hit by a truck as both warriors fall from the sky. Ouch. The unconscious Tien lying on the grass is crowned victorious for reasons, which leads Goku to lose another championship. Man, talk about a rigged system. Anyways, Goku's Sweet 16 ends with one of his toughest opponents yet, the Demon King Piccolo. While he certainly took a beating, Goku finally defeated that evil Green Goblin by, well, using his energy a bit like one of those Mandalorian jetpacks and passing right through Piccolo, who then spit up an egg and then exploded. Yeah. After all of this madness, the series jumps 3 more years ahead to age 756, where Goku, now 19, meets the love of his life, Chi-Chi, during the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. At first, he doesn't really remember having met her as a child and promising to marry her, which kinda pisses her off real good. But after he blasts her out of the ring and they have a little chat, both swipe right and it's a match. Congrats, Goku. Or by the look on his face, maybe I should give my condolences. The first Dragon Ball series ends with 19-year-old Goku and his first encounter with Piccolo Jr., who, as you know, will eventually become one of his closest allies. The events of Dragon Ball Z start 5 years after the end of the original series, making our favorite Saiyan 24 years old. Age 761 featured Goku as a father to Gohan during the Saiyan saga, where he met his long-lost brother Raditz. The lavishly long-haired Saiyan warrior came to Earth to recruit his sibling in conquering more planets. Refusing to take no for an answer, Raditz bullies his little brother, and they both end up fried by Piccolo's special beam cannon. At Goku's request, might I add. And I thought my family was bad. Now this is where things get really interesting. So Goku's dead, right? But he still appears in the series. He's just in the afterlife training on King Kai's planet with a little halo over his head. He spends a full year being dead but working hard until he's wished back to life through the power of the Dragon Balls. Just like Raditz promised while dying, Vegeta and Nappa arrive to cause more trouble, until Goku shows up to kick their hairy monkey butts. Okay, so let's get back to Goku's age. At this point, how old do you think he is? If you answered 25, you're both right and wrong. His death and his resurrection created a split, or a rift between his calendar age and his physical age. So if we follow the year he was born in the age 737 up until age 62, that makes him 25 years old during the Saiyan saga and the Frieza saga. But that is in calendar age only, since his body had technically no physical form between age 761 and age 762. That makes him biologically younger. His physical age at the time was then 24, the same age as when he got pierced by that special beam cannon. So he's both 24 but also 25 during that year. After the Goku vs. Frieza never-ending battle, the show takes us 2 years into the future. During age 764, Goku's physical age is 26, while his calendar age is 27. It's not a big gap, so appearance-wise it all works out so far. But of course, things had to get more complicated. During that time, Goku meets with future Trunks and learns about the impending arrival of androids 17 and 18. Two powerful cyborgs sent by Dr. Gero, an old dude who was still sore about Goku defeating the Red Ribbon Army back in the days. Get over it, boomer. Well, this foreshadows and then sets off the Android and then the Cell sagas, which start 3 years later in age 767, which makes Goku 29 years old in physical age and 30 in calendar age. That is until he enters the next topic of this discussion, the marvelous Room of Spirit and Time, also known as the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. The Room of Spirit and Time is a place where time is compressed. Inside, you'll get the feeling of spending one full day in Earth time, when actually people outside of the room will have lived just under 4 minutes. The time chamber, which can be accessed through the lookout on Earth, is used by the Z-Warriors to get stronger in quite a short amount of time. Kinda sounds like cheating to me, but well. Originally, the room could only be used for 2 days tops per person. If you tried to stay any longer than 48 hours, you'd be trapped forever inside. Rules are rules. Or are they? Of course, anything in Dragon Ball is possible for the sake of advancing the narrative. The room's door was eventually destroyed, and Dende decided to make a brand new one. As simple as that. With the new and improved hyperbolic time chamber, Dende removed the 2-day time limit rule, and let the boys get as OP as they well damn wanted to. Now, let's go back to the age 767 of our Lord Zeno. In order to beef up for the arrival of Cell, that year Goku goes to train at the Room of Spirit and Time for a whole day, so his body ages another year. The day spent in the room now makes him both 30 years of age physically and according to calendar time. Happy birthday, Goku, you finally made it. But the 30-year crisis being what it is, Goku sacrifices himself and King Kai to save the planet from a chubby Cell, who clearly needed to go on a diet. Next comes the Buu Saga, where there is the biggest gap in time in Dragon Ball so far. Goku's been dead for 7 years, which brings us to age 774. According to the rules of the Dragon Balls, someone cannot be brought back to life a second time. But who cares? Dende, once again not giving much care about tradition, changes the rules. Now someone can be revived multiple times, making death a joke in the Dragon Ball universe. Take that, death! So after training for 7 whole years in Otherworld, Goku comes back to life once again. This causes another rift between his physical age and calendar age. Biologically, he's still 30 years old, but time-wise, he's actually 37. While everybody else is getting wrinkly, our boy Goku keeps a fresh face. Not bad. Dragon Ball Super begins with the saga named Battle of Gods, which is set in age 778. Goku's hit 41 in calendar time while he remains 34 physically. Things are quite steady throughout the Golden Frieza, the Universe 6, and the Future Trunks sagas, all set in age 779, making him 35 years old in physical age while 42 in calendar age. The last installment of the anime stops after the Universal Survival Saga, where Goku keeps gaining new abilities like the Ultra Instinct skill, which helped him defeat Universe 11's Jiren in the Tournament of Power. The Inter-Universe tournament held by Zeno and his future self took place in age 780. Set 1 year after the Future Trunks saga, this would make Goku 37 physically and 43 in calendar age. But that's not the case. Since the Tournament of Power was organized to choose which universes the Zenos would erase, Goku and Vegeta spent the equivalent of 3 Earth years in the second Room of Spirit and Time. Goku, looking really daddy with a full beard, came out of the room being 39 years of physical age, while 43 years old in calendar age. While the anime stops here for now, there's no telling if Goku will return to the Room of Spirit and Time, or for how long. His last visit in a similar room was during the Galactic Patrol Prisoner saga, where Maris takes him into a room inside a pyramid where 1 day that passes outside of the room counts for 3 days inside, not affecting his age all that much. While the fact that Goku died a few times strangely might might explain his youthful look, Vegeta has a simple explanation for it. By the end of Dragon Ball Z, he explains to Bulma how Saiyans age way slower than humans, keeping their youthfulness much longer since they're a warrior race. Being built for battle sure has its advantages, but does it make them live longer? Not really. According to the Daizenshu, a collection of guidebooks published in 1995, Saiyans have a life expectancy of an average human being. But again, nothing stops Dende from changing the rules as he pleases. So who knows, maybe we'll see a graying 300-year-old Goku at some point. Going back all the way to the original series sure made me feel old. Do you have any more theories that could challenge Goku's two ages? How old do you think Vegeta is since he spends so much time training in that room? Well, just let me know in the comments down below.